Mel Gibson reveals Ashton Kutcher is a hidden handler for Hollywood elites? No, that's not true. But this story is still scary as hell. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. Look, the news is bad, but what's getting even scarier is AI-generated news, and that's what this is. But that hasn't stopped 45,000 people seeing this over the past few days, and many people sharing it on Twitter thinking that it's real. And the reality of this site and this whole entire channel, which I just wanted to give you a heads up on, is AI-generated garbage. Literally, just clips taken out of context, stitched together with some sort of AI narration, and boom, now suddenly we get to say that Mel Gibson reveals Ashton Kutcher as a hidden handler. I wanted to actually watch one of these, because I've never actually watched the full thing. I get bored, but let's do it together, shall we? I want to watch this, because YouTube is demonetizing Russell Brand, but not this? Like, this is in clear violation of their terms. It's absolutely false, misleading. I would say spamming. There's a lot of things in the user agreements that if I were posting videos like this, I would be shut down. I don't understand why. Usually when this was another brand before, I forget, they changed the name after a while and they just keep spitting videos out via computer, posting them. Someone's making money and it doesn't even matter. And then you got some people who just don't know better about AI or the seriousness of it, and they buy it. And what's frustrating is, like, I see this headline, and I'll be honest, I'd be like, and that's, I think, why some are very quick to be like, I want to prove it to you guys. Let's watch it. Here we go.
And I understand that it's the other realm warring. I believe that that's a very real thing. And I've taken steps wherever I can to sort of like put on some armor.
I get up every day and I realize I'm not in control of this whole thing. And no matter what happens, I just ask for the grace to be able to deal with it.
Ashton Kutcher?
Yes.
Really?
Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, rude little boy.
No connection to each other so far. 2 out of context clips of Mel, and then Sharon Osbourne talking about Ashton. And now Ronan Farrow talking about Harvey.
And to try to get more physical in other ways. This culminated in her running away from him, and in her words, him chasing her around a room.
Mel Gibson has gained a reputation for being outspoken about some unsettling truths within Hollywood. And
I mean, not really. That's the other thing. He's become this. It's like when you do those fake quotes on Twitter by a Denzel Washington said, and he didn't actually say it. I'm curious what he's actually said on the record.
This time, it appears he set his sights on the beloved Ashton Kutcher, who recently found himself at the center of a controversy.
His number one fear is public humiliation, okay? I don't give a anymore.
It's evident that he has
I mean, that was in response to his own controversies, Mel Gibson. What the hell does that have to do with Ashton Kutcher?
never been afraid to speak his mind, and that includes not fearing Kutcher either. To that end, the internet seems to be abuzz with speculations that Gibson appears to be prepared to unveil some uncomfortable hidden truths about Ashton as well, suggesting that he might be a handler.
We are aware of the pain
Okay, I hope they have some evidence here, guys, right?
that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
There is much more to the news, so let's get started on what Gibson appears to say about Ashton.
Yeah, all right. This just in. I'm invested. Let's hear
When
it.
you're 20, you don't understand these things. So, I think I just would have been more patient.
To better understand how Mel Gibson must be feeling about what Kutcher is allegedly doing,
To better understand how he must be feeling, we're not going to tell you how he's feeling because he's never actually said anything. But here's some more clips to distract you.
it's good to highlight some of the projects that Mel has undertaken as he seemingly tries to tackle abuse in Hollywood and beyond. Mel Gibson was reported to have been involved in the highly controversial movie project Sound of Freedom.
Is said to be involved. Okay, so that's because he's said to be involved. Therefore, he's exposed Ashton Kutcher. Guys.
Reports suggest that the film has achieved a significant milestone by surpassing the $150 million mark.
So now that we're just going to use Sound of Freedom to justify this report, which has nothing to do with what this video is about.
Woke Hollywood and liberal news media. The movie has not only recouped its production expenses, but has also generated a remarkable tenfold return, solidifying
Again, they got to
its
fit
status
10,
as
12
one of the
minutes.
most
That's what YouTube wants.
Triumphs in box office history.
If I put down exactly what happened, it's too hard to take. No, there have been a lot of obstacles thrown in the way. You know, there's a lot of, what would you call it?
He urged people to watch this movie.
That was so, that clip was from like the 80s. It's so old.
To deal with and end child to support his vision.
And they're bleeping these words because they're not monetized if they use those words. So here the AI has already been smart enough to like make sure you bleep out any words that the AI says because we won't get monetized if you say them.
Sean Wolfington shared a video of Mel Gibson on Instagram. In it, Gibson stated, "One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is and particularly the of children. Our future is our children." Gibson then encouraged viewers to take the first step in eliminating He stated, "Now the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom." Knowing these facts about Mel Gibson, it is not difficult to see how he would definitely detest anyone trying to cuddle abusers and control victims, both of which are things that Ashton Kutcher has been accused of.
Okay, there it is. So he must be, guys. He must be mad at him. So therefore, he's a hidden handler for Hollywood?
Beyond the movie, there are reports suggesting that Gibson is gearing up to release a groundbreaking 4-part documentary series that will supposedly unveil the hidden world of global heinous crimes. According to Newsweek, this shocking revelation is expected to expose the industry's staggering annual revenue of $34 billion, an amount that is hard to believe as it surpasses the yearly earnings of the airline industry.
And I understand that it's the other realm warring.
More than the airline. Okay. And now we're repeating
I believe
old
that
clips.
that's a very real thing. And I've taken steps wherever I can to sort of like put on some armor.
Here's Tim.
This is hard to watch. We are 3 minutes and 42 seconds in, and this has literally been nothing.
Tim Ballantine from Operation Underground, who is reportedly the main character in Gibson's movie. He's a leading figure in the global fight against and spoke about Gibson's involvement in the project.
Mel Gibson's not a credited producer on the movie.
Ukraine got a phone call from Mel Gibson. He actually did the final edit of The Sound of Freedom. That's how we know each other, but not well enough that I'd be getting phone calls. They told me that he was in Budapest.
This movie is apparently the true story of Tim. The story behind this controversial movie reveals that Tim Ballard, who had previously served with the CIA and later joined the newly formed Department of Homeland Security, spent several years targeting.
Can we watch this at 2-speed, please?
Material. However,
how do people do this?
His efforts, he was unable to rescue the children. According to Angel Studios, which holds the licensing rights to this movie, the purpose of the film is to put a spotlight on the global movement to end the.
What's this have to do with Ashton Kutcher?
This film to a worldwide audience. However, some fans
what the hell is this?
Called Mel and requested him to make a movie on what's actually around us and the people.
I won't ask you for direct donation, but can you?
This has nothing to do with Mel Gibson or Ashton Kutcher at this point. Okay, we made Sound of Freedom.
Help me film this. Let's film what's happening so we can get people to understand and they can support us. He said, no problem. He helped us get set up and start filming.
So what was
okay, here we go. Let's get to Ashton Kutcher.
Movie, which is truly astonishing. And as the story goes, Gibson thinks that behind this, Ashton is the handler.
Ashton Kutcher calls him kind, courteous, and hardworking. He has always treated people with decency, equality, and generosity. The letters did not sway the judge.
Well, Gibson's thought might be quite correct, because recently Ashton has been seen doing some weird stuff. Well, the letter not only fell short in its attempt to influence the judges, but also failed to resonate with the general public. This development has led to fresh speculation suggesting that Ashton may be concealing his true identity as a gatekeeper for Hollywood elites. During an interview, this is what Sharon Osbourne said.
Joe. Ashton Kutcher? Yes. Really? Ashton Kutcher? Oh, rude little boy.
This statement aligns closely with the public's perception of Ashton, as he has intermittently.
This statement aligns with the public's perception of Ashton and that he's a handler in Hollywood. Meanwhile, trust us, bro.
shown support for some of the highly accused celebrities in Hollywood, an action that many say designates him as a handler.
I believe that it is my efforts to defend their right to pursue happiness and to ensure a society and government.
To understand his involvement, let's recall Harvey Weinstein's case. His case illustrates this point as his actions remained undisclosed for years. It was only when the truth finally came to light that people began to comprehend the significant role played by power dynamics and institutional betrayals in perpetuating such behavior.
Okay, so now because nobody knew and we all said nothing, so therefore Ashton's guilty too, guys.
Betrayal sometimes can be. Institutional betrayal very broadly is when an institution doesn't do right by those who are dependent upon it.
Despite the allegations against him, Harvey Weinstein continued to lead his production companies, producing blockbuster films and receiving one Oscar after another. To many,
Ashton
Harvey
is Harvey without
However,
Trust
there
us,
were also
bro.
young, aspiring artists whom Harvey deceived and effectively silenced. This immense power enabled him to continue his predatory behavior
7
for
minutes
years.
in.
He began to try to get more physical in other ways. This culminated in her running away from him, and in her words, him chasing her around a room.
Indeed, as per certain sources, prominent figures in the industry were already privy to Harvey's wrongdoing. When Ashton openly supported Danny Masterson, it drew significant attention and raised questions among the public and media alike.
Over 5 years after Danny Masterson's rape allegations surfaced, his former That 70s Show co-star Ashton Kutcher breaks his silence.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were among over 50 individuals who
Mila Kunis.
penned letters to the judge in the Danny Masterson trial.
They're even repeating themselves. Okay, so because he defended his friend, he's covering up a whole ring and is a handler? You've given us
expressing
nothing.
support for the
This
actor
is all
prior to his
fake.
sentencing, according to court documents.
Who sent in a letter defending the character of convicted serial
Wow, I mean, I know they've grabbed me during the Depp trial. They grab me all the time.
and Scientologist in good standing, Danny Masterson.
Kutcher and Kunis.
I think they have a program that just downloads files all over, and they have an AI computer that's just gathering keywords and pieces and trying to splice them together.
Who are married and have 2 young children together, previously worked alongside Masterson on the Fox sitcom That 70s Show, which aired for 8 seasons and consisted of 200 episodes from 1998 to 2006. Additionally,
I don't think anybody who commented on this and agree with it watched it.
Kutcher and Masterson collaborated on Netflix's The Ranch.
It's so long and all over the place, and just trust us with random quotes out of context.
However, Masterson was written out of the show during its 3rd season after facing allegations in 2017.
Also tonight, a judge in Los Angeles sentenced actor Danny Masterson to 30 years to life in prison.
Before his sentencing, Masterson's victims delivered impactful statements to the court, portraying the and stated that the legal battle was far from over. So Mila and Ashton showed their support for the convicted rapist before he received a prison sentence of 30 years to life for 2 women at his Hollywood Hills residence ago.
And I questioned whether any of the celebrities record.
Actor, one that sharply contrasted with a ruthless predator described by his victims, who had alleged that he had forcefully subjected the women to the substance use, and he did some really heinous acts on them.
The 2 women he's convicted of gave emotional statements about how the have impacted their lives.
Kutcher in his letter wrote, "While I'm aware that the judgment has been cast as guilty on 2 counts of by force, and the victims have a great desire for justice, I hope that my testament to he is an honor."
Okay, again, I'm just getting so bored. I said I'd watch the video, so I'm trying to finish what I start.
Judge Charlene Olmedo handed down a sentence to Masterson. And heavy criticism regarding this incident. One person wrote, "Wow, astounding." Maybe
so
they didn't
where's
know
the
him
Mel
personally like
Gibson
that?
revealing that he's a
Well,
hidden
otherwise they
handler
are
for
offended.
Hollywood?
Another one wrote,
Still
"How are
waiting
they
for
supposed
it."
to know if it hasn't been confirmed? This was months before him. Tell me if you yourselves in a position that those who followed their Teflon trajectory might never have expected, apologizing. And both the letters and apology video share an uncomfortable tone of supreme self-assurance.
We are aware of the pain that
Let's play it again.
Character.
We support victims. We have done affairs presenting mitigating information about a friend in order to potentially reduce his sentence is far from an unprecedented step in the legal system. It does not evoke the sense of supporting victims. Similarly, Kunis' declaration that the letters were not written to question the legitimacy or the validity of the jury's ruling rubs up uncomfortably against both letters, repeatedly and aggressively pressing the point of Masterson's opposition to substance use.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years.
The video itself is a bizarre document of contemporary fame. Both stars are in just woke up level wrinkled t-shirts, with Kutcher unshaven and bedraggled. If the aim was to present us with
What? Did you see the AI mistake there? It cut to Mel Gibson as B-roll because the computer misunderstood.
For 25 years.
The video itself is a bizarre document of contemporary fame. Both stars are in just woke up level wrinkled t-shirts, with Kutcher unshaven and bedraggled.
Bedraggled, so they're like, cut to Mel Gibson. The computer's like, all right, bedraggled, that's Mel Gibson.
The aim was to present us with a frank dose of Ashton and Mila letting us into their world. It missed the mark. The result seems to bear the self-conscious drama of 2 people who feel compelled to create their own hostage video.
So that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity.
In light of all these occurrences, Mel Gibson's supposed fears may be valid after all, because it is now clear that Ashton and his wife have been gaslighting the public. Throughout all of their years of success, they have developed a false reputation in order to possibly satisfy their personal desires. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.
That's it. Now get ready for Joy Behar panics as Elon Musk breaks her in the view with the great. Oh my God. So guys, spoiler alert, that's literally an AI program. It's someone, there's people there that I'm sure filling up buckets of clips, or now it's starting to download clips. ChatGPT probably is writing that stuff, then compiling it. It's putting it together. I wonder if someone actually like checks them quick to watch quick at 2 speed. Doesn't seem like, because they're just spitting out videos left and right. But again, Mel Gibson reveals Ashton Kutcher a hidden handler for Hollywood. No, he didn't. Not one point in that video did he do that. This is clickbait. This is clickbait. And it's just scary because you go through Twitter, and there were so many of these, I don't want to keep calling, and like, you know, people actually believing it. And it's like, I understand why to an extent, but come on, this is dangerous stuff. This channel is incredibly popular. Look at that, 377,000 subscribers. And not every video hits, but they're spitting out a lot of them, as you can see here, a few days a day, and there's no checking. And I would argue their revenue per month is pretty large, and it's just a numbers game for them. Spit out celebrity content, put out some AI thumbnails that are with them screaming, that aren't even real. I hate you, crybaby, Dave Chappelle. What? And a lot of this is easy, slim pickings. I think they do watch us. Like, Andy's hating on Oprah. Let's do an Oprah hating video. And then they go even harder. And sometimes they'll get an accurate one. Sometimes they'll put an accurate one. If you hit enough darts at the board, eventually hit the middle. But yeah, this is scary stuff. This is scary stuff. Will Smith and Hollywood elites are profiting huge on the Maui fires. That one's true. Like, that one's true. Well, actually, I don't know about the Will Smith. I haven't looked that up particularly, but they are. But so see, they're taking some ideas that you're gonna be like, yeah, and try to rally us against it. Guys, please be careful of this. This is not good reporting. This is not real. And no matter how hard you want to believe it, no, Mel Gibson did not reveal that Ashton Kutcher is a hidden Hollywood handler. I'm sorry to do it for you, but yes, debunked. These channels are AI generated. They're dangerous. We got to be better than this. There you go. Hate to disappoint you. I was so bored. I thought it would be a little bit more fun watching the whole video, but it was just so boring. So if you made it this far, say, I'm with you, Andy. We had fun. Tell me in the comments down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for alerts, and smash that like button. Guys, full transparency. I had to go to LA. I have a lot of work to do. I needed to bank something. So you got this one. So how about a thank you in the comments? And please don't watch that channel. That channel is garbage. Thank you so much for watching. We do have better news coming. Stay tuned. You're not going to miss it.